Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate. Now last episode we had a very long episode, made longer by the fact that I spent a lot of time tinkering with macros, and I did spend some time actually thinking about these macros, and I don't think there's any way to do exactly what I wanted to do with just the options that the game gives, but I think there is one way to make the macros better, and that is if any enemy has the burning debuff already. This is going to account for the fact that maybe some of them have natural immunities, or maybe we're fighting champions. Then we'll just cast Rabid Dementia on... it's gonna be the usual offensive option. Cast Rabid Dementia on... oh, that's not gonna work! That's not gonna work because it doesn't allow me to pick a specific ally. Ah, damn it. So that makes sense, because okay, then let's see. This is going to be our only option. If all enemies have... so then we won't be able to account for enemies having natural immunities or fighting champion creatures. Has debuff burning. Cast Rabid Dementia on creature 2. This is gonna be the only way to fix this. What? That on that creature, but man, this is not working. Why is it? Hang on a second. So my... what? Cast Fire Devil's Rage. Okay, yeah, there's no way. There's no way to fix this, because the game doesn't allow me to go to transition from that. Hang on a second. There must... what I could do is, if... God, hang on. One final try. If any enemy has debuff burning, test next line? Skip turn? I don't think so. See, now I can move this line up, and I can put a next line saying like I can move this line up and make that the next line. But then what's gonna happen if... see, I want this line to be tied to this. So if any enemy has burning, it's gonna test this line. I don't know what it means by test this line. Does it... Wouldn't it just say execute this line? I don't get it. I'm at a loss. Maybe this whole... Maybe I just need to think about this some more. Clearly this isn't gonna work. Alright, let's not lose another entire episode to this wild goose chase. Maybe the macros are gonna be fixed in the update, or like more options will be added, and then all of this time that I've wasted will be for naught. So let's just get going in this episode, and let's start by getting going in the arachnid nest. And how much time have I wasted? We are already more than 5 minutes into the episode. Okay. Let's get this done. What are we dealing with in this realm? Healing every turn. Alright, so could be a bad time for them. What are our macros looking like? Regular macros. Reasonable. What are they fused with? Fused with sins, which seem to be okay. Relatively unproblematic opponents. That Lapid beacon took quite a while. And they have extra health. Alright. Well. Let's just carry on, shall we? So last episode we found several cards in random loot. It was quite nice. We didn't, however, find the beacon card that we were farming to finish the beacon set. So, you know, we're gonna continue trying to do that in this episode. We also have to farm some nature and death and indeed sorcery and chaos all 5 types of creatures. Okay. So we'll do a bit of that as well. Bloodgrove is Apochronox. Yeah, we gotta do a bit of everything. And here's one sorcery creature down in the form of this mimic. And oh boy, I think that white is gonna come back. Ugh. Yep, didn't get a chance to set these dudes on fire. That's okay. I think arachnolisks are nature creatures, I want to say. Or was it chaos? I get like chaos and nature mixed up pretty often, because I believe nature can sometimes feel inherently chaotic. Oh boy, yeah. Why is there a random fucking shield bearer? Fuck this guy. Alright. Alright. Alright, and have... What? Why did that one guy randomly resurrect? What's going on in this realm? Please stop. Okay. Okay, let's take these guys out as well. Oh, you're stupid dread white. Well, instead of bashing my head against the wall trying to kill you, let's just set you on fire. Do it the easy way. Hello. There we go. Gain a few more levels. Why not? There's the boss. get some loot out of you. And let's just take the boss on right now. Yep, why not? No reason not to. Judgment and Mercy. This is one of several boss fights. I think one of 2 or 3 boss fights where there's actually multiple boss enemies. So I always found this pretty fun. Just because most boss fights, they just have like random regular creatures around them, which is fine, you get used to it. But then when you have fights where there's multiple like actual specifically designed boss enemies, you do tend to notice that a little bit more. Let's do a nice Archangel. Let's do like another Clayman. Let's try and win. I guess... no, we might win, actually. Let's give ourselves a bit more oomph. Now we could do Rabid Dementia, we could do Feign Death. I'm in the mood to do some Rabid Dementia. And, there we go. That's the end of that. And nothing out of all of that loot. That's okay. That's okay, I don't mind. That's our 8th win against Judgment and Mercy. Have we found the candle? Yes, we have. It's a decent realm to do some farming in. So, since we're done killing life creatures, but we are not done killing nature creatures, I'll start doing some Blade Masters as we explore the rest of this realm, and there really isn't much. There isn't much at all in this realm. Oh, but there is a master somewhere who we haven't found yet. A whole lot of these guys just swarming around. Sometimes if you squint your eyes and you just like move around and you see all of the enemies that you've summoned just walking around, especially if a bunch of them have spawned, like if it's a small map and a bunch of them have spawned inside the same area, it can basically look like bugs crawling around the screen, which potentially could be a little unsettling depending on how well you handle creepy crawlies. Add to that the fact that some of our enemies literally are bugs, especially in this realm, especially in the Arachnid Nest, where you've got the Arachnolisks, you've got the Mites, you've got Regalis, who herself is a part arachnid, I think, spider, and yeah, this is not a good realm to be if you have arachnophobia or otherwise are uncomfortable around bugs. Look at you're just hiding in this tiny spot. This is going to be our 50th win against the Elf Master. Alright, so Feign Death is not going to work against these guys. So oh god, yep. Feign Death is not gonna work. So all we can do is a bit of this, a bit of this. Excuse me, and then just punch their lights out like this. 49th victory against the elves. And I think, has that completed our nature creature objective, maybe? Possibly? It has. So now death, chaos, sorcery. Right? Sounds good to me. No card from any of these guys though. But because it's a small realm, we'll kill the remaining guys running around, and then we'll just... carry on. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more of this. At least until we are done farming the god spawns. And then we are gonna start ascending the other specializations. And then that's gonna be pretty important, because ascending the specializations is gonna unlock a perk for all of them. And I haven't actually looked up what the special perk is for most of these specializations. I think for a couple I have, like for the Evoker, I think, and for a couple others, for the Royal maybe, but for most of them I have no idea what the special perk is. So I'm gonna go into it blind. I want to be surprised. Yeah, sorry, it was just hydrating there. Completed another pilgrimage, and then immediately let's start another one. If anybody's at 56, that means you're gonna get pilgrimage. And we're already completing prophecy lines. I like to see that. Do like to see that. Oh, 0 out of 5 Pandor shrines. That's okay. Maybe we'll get really lucky in the remaining, like, 8 or so realms before the assassination mission is done. $361 is acceptable. Good enough to take into a random realm. Oh, also I've got to check to see if we have any Godspawn project materials that we need to buy. We have the heart, we have that heart. Okay, good. Okay, good. And what are we looking at in this realm? Seems like an okay realm. I don't like the fact that we have a champion enemy. But other than that, I have no issues with this realm. I think these might be chaos enemies. I think these are definitely chaos, right? Yeah. There's a lot of chaos creatures in this realm. Gonna help us get that prophecy objective figured out. I think this is a legitimate candle that's gonna give us some favor. Yep. This realm also has a bunch of fake candles in it that'll trick you into thinking that they are the favor candle. But they, the fake candles that are specific to this realm will look different. Like the candle stand looks a bit different, and the candle itself looks a bit different. If you've played this game as long as I have, you'll be able to learn to tell the difference, and then you'll feel sad because you'll just remember how long you've been playing this game. Nah, just joking. I don't regret a single moment spent in this game, because it truly is one of my favorite games of all time. I haven't talked much about like where I rank this game among my favorite games. And part of that is because I usually don't give comments like that until I've quote-unquote finished a game. But because this game is gonna take so long to... Hey! We're about to get a skin! Well, that's a lovely little bonus. That just looked like a classic fiery Cerberus, I wanna say. Guardian of Hell! Yeah, I think that is the classic Cerberus. Like, Guardian of Hades, basically. So, right on. What was I saying before we found that skin? Oh yeah, I was saying that usually I wait until I've finished a game, or I'll say a few comments at the beginning, but it's mainly when I've finished a game that I'll talk about, ooh, these are my thoughts about the game, and, you know, here's how it compares to some of my other favorite games. But in this case, because it's gonna take so long to finish this game, and when I say finish, I mean 100% finish. Because that's gonna take so long, I feel like maybe at some point I'll just do... And it won't be just one video if I do it, it'll have to be a series of videos, because there's so many things to talk about if you're talking about why this is a good game. Yeah, maybe I should just do like a series of videos on why this is a great game. And compare it to some of my other favorite games. A lot of my comparisons would be to Diablo 2 and Path of Exile. I guess you could compare it to Pokemon, or games like that. And there's an element of that as well, and maybe some people do like, you know, like the creature collection part of it. But for me, it's more about the build complexity that really appeals to me. And the creatures are part of it, but only one part, right? There's so many other things that go into what makes a good build. There's like anointments, relics, your specialization, obviously, your nether stones, right? Your artifacts. Even the cards, the card sets that you complete, right? Even something like that can have a, like, especially if you add up all the cards you've collected, can have a pretty significant overall impact on your final build. So that's what I'd focus on. But then there are also other reasons people play the game. Like, another big reason that I play the game is just because I love games that give you lots of fun things to collect. Like in this game, you've got the creatures, obviously, the bestiary. It tells you how many creatures you've got left. That's a big motivation. You know, you gotta catch them all, as they say in a certain other game. So there's that, but then there's also cards. There's also skins, and then there's also the game's other achievements. Yeah, so there's like the collecting aspect as well, and then I mean, I sometimes don't draw attention to it, but I've been trying to do it more and more often. And I've mentioned this a few times in the past as well, is that the writing in this game is also really good. Like, usually it's more on the funny, self-aware humor kind of side. And that's something I really do appreciate, especially if it's done well. And this game does it really, really well. And I believe that's the Doom Fortress Master that stands before us. Thanks to their massive size, Doom Fortresses make great tanks capable of drawing aggression away from weaker creatures so they can continue fighting uninterrupted. Let's see if you can get past my defenses. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Let's do a bit of this. Let's do a bit of this. Let's do, I don't know, maybe... let's try and hit them. I think we have enough to kill them. Especially, yep, once the big guns start going off. That gives us our 9th victory against these guys. Get some loot out of you. Get some loot out of you. Just a handful of enemies left to kill. And then we're done. There's that achievement. Oh, yeah, there's one room left to explore in this realm. Ooh, the goblet is already full. So I guess we might be pausing a little bit to roll that one. One final bit of combat. Ooh, they survived. Alright, let's just head home. And collect our goblet. And then roll for the new goblet as one does. Let me see, how much do we have? We're almost at the threshold that we need to go back to the reliquary. Ooh, sorry about that. I was having a bit more water. I think I'm especially thirsty because I did do cardio earlier today. And obviously I hydrated plenty immediately after cardio, but then I went for a walk. So I think my body just feels like you just need just a little bit more water, you know? And you've gotta listen to your body, especially when it's hot and humid. Anyway, so we tried 3 times, it didn't happen. I'm going to pause this and I'll be back once this is rolled, alright? See you in a bit. Alright, that did not take too long. It took like a couple minutes. Which is kind of long, but I've definitely had longer. Ooh, hey, I'll deal with extra traits. I'll just deal with the extra traits. So let me just do this. Do a bit of that. And let's jump into another random realm. Let's see how long we've been going. Just under half an hour. I think we'll do a shorter episode today, just because the previous episode was so long. Should give myself a bit of a break, and also give you guys a bit of a break, because I wouldn't want to like overload you with too much like too much stuff to fuck off, dude. They're fused with whites? Seriously, man? Oh, fuck off. So we're gonna have to do the Fire Devil's Rage macro, because otherwise they're just gonna keep resurrecting. Fuck, And then we're just gonna have to hope that they don't have any other garbage like stand as one, or like that other trait that makes them immune to debuffs or whatever. Fuck off, dude. Yeah, see, like this one guy is just immune to debuffs for some stupid reason. Ah, hideous. And we basically have to treat this as a resurrection realm, which is not what I was hoping for, but at least we are relatively prepared for such eventualities. Oh, and they're immune to debuffs in this realm, just to add insult to injury. We can't stop them from casting spells. Whatever. Lister rules over the faraway enclave. Listen, as long as I can get most of them dealt with, I'll be fine. How are we for the Rune of Prophecies? We're still not done killing death creatures, but we'll see if maybe this realm has a few of them. Well, here's a few. Or here's like at least one. Hello, double trait. Netherstone, clean eating, and paradigm. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Oh, this is a dumpling thing. I don't like that. After this creature is attacked, it attacks the enemy. Don't like that either. Unless you... I mean, I'm sure there are ways you can work that into a build, especially if you have things where you force the enemy to attack you and thereby giving you a free attack against the enemy. Hello, this is good. First card drop of the episode, and it is a Harpy card, the Harpy Hag. And now enemies that are blind take more damage. So we are gonna have at least one card this episode. Happy to see that. Let's also murder this dumpling. Gain another fairly trivial amount of levels, and fuck off, stop. God, I hate it when they're resistant to the silence. Especially in these extra trait realms, because there's almost always going to be, maybe not almost always, but pretty often there's going to be an enemy that just will really want to cast some stupid spell at the start of combat. And oh, that was the master. I didn't pay attention to his dialogue. I don't really, to be honest, care that much. Let's just try and win. These are pit rates. I'm not sure they do anything interesting. That's our 9th victory against them, I do believe. We'll just find out in just a moment when the game gives us the achievement. There we go. Master of Pit Rates 9. And you're a mimic. And you're dead. Oh my god. Please stop. Please stop. Ugh. Am I gonna summon anybody in this realm? Have I even found the candle is the other question. Maybe the candle is like back here. Nope, but the final mask is. Right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So where is the candle? It was right there. I was almost at the candle. That's okay though. What do we need to kill? Sorcery and chaos. Well, we're almost done killing chaos, so let's focus on sorcery. And sorcery, we were doing chimeras. So let's get some Draco Chimeras, I guess. I won't go around killing all of them just because I don't really like this realm that much. But we'll kill a few of them. We'll see what we get. We've already found one card this episode. So if we get no other drops, one card and one skin, I should mention. So if we get no other drops, it's still been a fuck off, dude. It's still been a successful episode. Yep, this is why I don't like summoning enemies to fight in extra trait realms. All right, let's keep going. Please, 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 no. Alright. Alright. Grab that. Go down and around. Hit these dudes. Is there a chest? No, there's not. I guess sure, we'll hit you. And we'll just continue. How are we for time? We're about 37 minutes. Okay. Alright, yeah, let's hit a few of these guys. Ah, please stop. Take you out as well. And please, fuck, what? Oh, you... Fuck off, dude, you piece of fucking garbage, man. This is why I don't like extra fucking traits. I didn't set them on fire. Fuck off. Fuck off. This is why I hate extra fucking traits. That's okay, that's okay. Most of the battles have gone better than that. All right. Just gather ourselves a little bit. Yeah, just relax. You know, get our head, get into a a more positive head space, or more positive mindset. You know, we had one annoying fight, but most of them went okay. And fuck off, dude. Stop. Stop. Oh, God. These guys are really testing my commitment to positive thinking. Alright. It's okay, though. We've had a very good round. We found a card, which is more than we hope for, you know, in most realms. Because generally, in any given realm, you're more likely to not find a card than to find one. There's one more enemy, but honestly, I cannot be bothered. We're just gonna move on to the next realm. 361 is good. Random realm is fine. How are we for time? 40 minutes. I think I'll try and end this episode. I'll do 2 more realms. This realm and 1 more realm. And then we'll end. So it's going to be a slightly shorter episode. That was an achievement for donating to Tenebris. Pretty nice. What are we dealing with in this realm? Again, extra traits. This time they are fused with spell mains. So this time we should have our proper blank slate macros. Honestly, this set of macros is... It might be the one thing I've done in this game that I'm most proud of, just because of the ingenuity that it took. I do think it was a very clever solution. I wish I could remember which episode I came up with this macro in. Just so I could go back, rewatch it, and just pat myself on the back. Literally, just so I could watch it and then tell myself how awesome I was. Because it did take a bit of... It wasn't obvious. It did take a bit of trial and error before we figured out... Fuck off, what? Why were they so hard to take down? Anyway. Like I said, it did take a bit of trial and error, and the results are pretty good. It works really well. Assuming we know that the top 2 people in the timeline are gonna be our Animatus and our Mimic. Right, that's a civilian. A citizen, rather, I guess. Those terms are pretty similar in meaning, but kind of different as well. I think civilian just means distinct from military, whereas a citizen could be a civilian, but could also be in the military. Right? Because, like, you can be in the army and then obviously still also have citizenship, right? You know, this is kind of just a, like, you know, basic piece of information. Alright, somebody was running around back here. Get the treasure golem and another just a random creature, right? And let's actually make sure that he's gonna go down. And one punch was all that it took. Have you no conscience? Listen, get over it, dude. Just get over it. Everyone knows golems don't have feelings. I mean, to be honest, I don't know that for a fact. Maybe golems do have feelings, but I just said that to you know, make myself feel better, you know. All right, let's just carry on, because we got to do this realm and one more realm. Complete realm quests. That'll happen soon. That'll happen soon. These guys are gone down, and another where's the master though? He must be in this zone. The candle must also be nearby. If I had to wager. As I suspected. The Shadow Master. Your creatures will be shaking in their shoes when they see my shadows in action, and if they don't have shoes, well, they'll just be really scared. I gotta admit, that was kind of funny. Anyway. Let's do this. I'm not even gonna bother with Blank Slate. I'm just gonna do a bit of that. 7th victory. We can hand in a Keyforge as well. Let's do that. Also, let's see how long we've been going. Oops, sorry. Under 50 minutes. Okay, I've got to take a picture of this. Because we're gonna have to crush this to get a bit of piety. At the end of the episode, we will I think buy the upgrades for the reliquary. Let me just take this picture real quick. All right. Okay, I guess gotta immediately pull my camera back because we gotta do this. Okay, that's done. And yeah, let's get some summoning done. Let's finally try and take some cracks at these beacons. And I believe there's a little bit more of the realm left to explore, maybe? Yeah, there's a few parts up there. And that's about it, but we'll have a few bits of combat along the way just because of these enemies that we've summoned. And hopefully one of them gives up this card. And if not, that's... Fuck off, dude. Shuffling the timeline. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. See, this is what I hate about extra traits, is that you can try your best to mitigate them, but there's no way to mitigate them if the trait is causing something to happen at the start of battle. Unless you have some specific protection against just like all start of battle things, which maybe even exists in the game, but which I don't have as part of my build. And honestly wouldn't really even be that useful. It would only be useful in extra trait situations, because most of the time you could just, like, if something annoying is happening at the start of battle, you could just counteract that, like, that specific annoying thing. Like, if it's a spell, you can counteract that with silence. If they're attacking you and you don't like that, you can counteract that with the scorn. If they're, like, trying to debuff you, you can counteract that with the situational, like, debuff immunity. If they're trying to reduce your stats, you can counteract that. If they're trying to gain stats, you can counteract that. But if you're fighting enemies which are just potentially doing random things at the start of combat and you don't know what, and you don't have some magic, you know, like blanket moratorium on all start of combat things, then it just ends up being a bit of just a very silly kind of chaos. Anyway, we've talked about this at length. There's no like real value in constantly rehashing this, but at the same time, every time, like, even though I've talked about it before, and there's arguably no value in talking about it again, nonetheless, the annoyance that happens from extra traits, that is never gonna diminish. That's just gonna have a constant value of how annoying it is. And one thing that makes me feel better, and maybe a lot of other people as well, is when annoying things are happening, sometimes you just want to be able to vent a little bit, even if you know that your venting by itself isn't gonna solve the problem. The act of talking about it and putting it into words, you know, it helps you sort of master the annoyance in your own mind and then move past it in a way that wouldn't really work if I was just trying to ignore it and, you know, and just not trying to think about it. Because now I've spoken about it, and now I'm just tired of the thought, and I'm just gonna move on naturally to whatever else I want to think, whatever else I want to think about, whatever else I want to talk about. Whereas if and this is true for I think most things, if you just try and force yourself not to think about something, that's all you'll be able to think about. I mean, there are limits to what I've said as well. You can, of course, get obsessive about something, and if that were the case, that would definitely be not the right way to go about it. But in my case, it's not really something I'm obsessed about. It's just when it comes up, it's annoying, and then I talk about it, and then the feeling inevitably subsides. Alright, let's do this final realm. And let's see how we are for time. We are past 50 minutes. Alright. As your dream, and I think that's... Excuse me, I think we've got to kill a rebel. And I think the rebel is right in front of us. Also, we don't need... We don't need a blank slate in this round. They're fused with the... I'm not even sure who they're fused with. They're fused with sirens. Okay. Alright. Let's push for some glory. Take out this Cerberus and his friends. And, alright. Another nether stone. Gonna be getting another favor rank pretty soon as well. There's Siralim. I don't think we've spoken to her yet, so let's talk to her. Let's make our donation. We got an achievement for donating to her 70 times. Right, that's pretty good. Nothing to the left, nothing indeed to the right. And starting to get a little sleepy. It's 10:30 in the evening now, so definitely around time to start wrapping up. Which is another reason why I wanted to do a shorter episode. Because I do think it's going to be nice to just chill, relax, get a nice, cool, tall glass of chocolate milk. And just, I don't know, listen to some relaxing music, some Brian Eno music for airports, maybe. Great album to listen to if you need something that's number one, very good, but number two, like very relaxing and hypnotic. Really is a very good album. Wonder if there are any airports, like any actual airports, that play Brian Eno's music for airports. I feel like I was gonna say I would hope that I'd recognize it if I did, but if they were just, if I was just listening to like a fragment of it, I'm not sure if I'd necessarily notice. I'd need to listen to like a full 3-4 minute segment and then be paying attention. Because if I wasn't, then I'd probably just miss it. Let's get some more glory. But yeah, Music for Airports. Wonderful album. Highly recommend it. And if you have already listened to it, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, I do recommend checking it out. Listen to it. I want to say it's not an early morning type of album. It's not the kind of thing that'll get you energized and, you know, ready to go for the day. For most people, anyway. For most people, I think you'll want to listen to it in the evening when you're ready to just wind down for the rest of the day. You've got yourself a nice cup of maybe, well, I'm having chocolate milk, but you could be having like tea, or like regular tea, or hot chocolate, or like herbal tea, like chamomile. Maybe some decaf coffee. Although even decaf coffee has like a bit of caffeine in it. So maybe don't have... Maybe not that, maybe just some other more relaxing beverage. Then you just throw on the album and just have a nice chill evening as you slowly drift off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to summon one more group. You know what? Let's go all in. Let's summon a bunch more, and then we'll kill these guys, and then we'll call it an episode. Because we've got to crush some nether stones as well. Here we go. We did it. Rosy beacon card obtained. The beacon set complete, and now our artifacts' strength properties are more powerful. What are those strength properties? I wish I knew. I'm sure the game tells it to you somewhere in the codex. Is there a thing for... There is a thing for artifacts. Does it mention strength? Stat slot, trick slots, trait slots. unsocketing branding, introduction, upgrading. I'm sure when it says strength, it means one of those things, and I'm just not sure which one it is. Like, is it the stat bonus, or is it? I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, unfortunately, these other beacons are now mostly not relevant to us anymore, but hey, they could still drop a skin. You know, that would be nice. That would be very nice. So I think we found, what, like 1 or 2 cards in this episode from random loot. I've lost track. I do know that we are at 664. 2 more cards and we'll be at 666. The number of the beast. So that'll be a nice moment if that happens. I mean, I say if, really when that happens, because it's not going to take us that long to find, you know, 2 more cards. Potentially, it could even happen in this episode, albeit we'd have to get very, very lucky, because I'm not doing any more farming. So if cards are to drop, they would have to drop either from the remaining enemies, which would have to be enemies other than these beacons, or from one of the loot drops. Right, so here's what we'll do. We'll fuck off, dude. Set them on fire. And then we'll hit them. And then everybody other than the Animatus is gonna die permanently. Animatus is gonna come back, but then is immediately gonna be shunted back into oblivion. Let's take out the Priest Master. I believe every group should have at least a few priests, as they are one of the most well-rounded creatures in all of Rhodia. They have the ability to empower your other creatures at breakneck speeds, allowing them to snowball until they become unstoppable. Let me show you what I mean. Listen, I'd love for you to show me your PowerPoint presentation on how awesome priests are, but I'm in a bit of a rush. So let's just, you know, how about I just kill everybody in your party and you can give me the Cliff's Notes version as you are picking up the lifeless remains of your former party off the ground. How about that? Is that good? I'd say that's pretty reasonable. All right. Is there any reason to go in there? Not really, because they're mostly just the enemies that we've already killed. But actually, we have to go there because the exit is there. So never mind. Never mind. We have to go there. And none of these guys can drop cards anymore. So the only thing we could get out of them is skins. And hey, wouldn't say no. Would not say no to another skin drop. Alright. Alright, how are we for time? We are almost certainly past an hour. Yeah, we're past an hour. But not that much past an hour. So, you know what? I'm just gonna dodge these two and leave. So, let's start out by doing a bit of this. 5 grand, and let's see which other ones need to be gotten rid of. There's a Gleaming Bijou, rarity 272. Get rid of that. Then there is a glowing bauble, rarity 187. Get rid of that. Then I think we're done. Yeah, that's all we found. And how are we for piety? Nearly 5.5 million. I think we should go to the reliquary and get this done. Let's go to enhance, and the next thing we want is stat increase bonus. So we're just going to put 100 points into this. Leaves us with 44 grand in reserve, which is okay. I think what you need about like 500,000 and 505,000. I think is around what you need to take it from all the way to zero. From 0 to all the way to 100. I think that's what you need. Anyway, with all of that said, with all of that done, let's reflect on what we accomplished this episode. Let's take a look at some of the achievements that we earned. I don't think I showed this last episode, but we haven't been getting that many special achievements. I guess some of these ones for hitting rank 10 with some of these masters, those are special because those are the final achievements in, you know, this line of achievements for those guys. And you get special cosmetics unlocked for doing that as well. So we had a few of those. The last couple episodes, not this episode, but you know, the episodes before this. And in this episode, I think we got a couple achievements for donating to gods, donating to Tenebris and Siralim 70 times each. That was pretty good. Gone Furion 80 times, but that might have been... It might have been this episode, it might have been the previous episode, I don't remember. No, it would have been this episode, because we fought Judgment and Mercy this episode. So we did that, that was pretty nice. We found some cards this episode as well. We are at 664. We found cards both in random loot, and we found one card that we were farming. That was the beacon card. Gives us the final card in the beacon set, and gives us the full bonuses for the beacon set. Now we are working on the brownie card set. 3 more cards, and then truly the first page in our card album will be all fully completed card sets. And that'll be a nice, fun milestone when that happens, but probably gonna have to wait a while before that moment comes. But anyway, that is gonna be all for this episode. So it is time for me to say thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time, and I hope you'll join me in the next episode as well. And until then, take care.